Hi everyone. As you can read in the title, today is quite a difficult day for the animal rights community. We have lost a fellow activist who was at a vigil in Canada. She was there to raise awareness about animal exploitation. Using social media, she was there to give water to thirsty pigs who were going to get slaughtered, who did get slaughtered actually already. And she was there to bear witness. She's been doing this almost every single week. From what I've heard, I did not know her personally, but she has been fighting for animal rights since the 70s. Regan Russell, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, was a very dedicated activist, and it breaks my heart to find out that her last moments consisted of getting crushed by a truck that was carrying animals to slaughter. From what I've read, there are still no charges against the driver, but that doesn't surprise me. This isn't the first time that this happens. Jill Phipps, 31 years old, she was killed in front of her mother while protesting against live exports in the UK. That was decades ago. Mike Hill was also killed by hunters while joining the Hunsabs. Tom Warby, same thing, 15 years old, he was killed by a hunter. And the murderers of all three walk free today. And I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the last one. I hope it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't. Because if there's one thing that this society teaches, is that animal rights activists don't matter. What a convenient thing that around 24 hours before this happened, the Ontario government actually passed a bill called 156, which made vigils illegal, which made exposing animal cruelty illegal. It's basically an ag-gag law. They passed it, they didn't listen to anyone. It's obviously against freedom of speech. Even if a worker sees animal cruelty, he or she doesn't have the right to expose it in any way. That is the reality of today, the ugly truth that we're facing as animal rights activists, and the ugly truth that animals have to live in. Now, Reagan wasn't even supposed to be there. No one should be there, because slaughterhouses shouldn't exist in the first place. How far have we gone in our ignorance and human supremacy to even feel comfortable to build a building and call it a slaughterhouse, and not even wonder if we're messing up? Not even wonder if just maybe we're doing the wrong thing. You see, you go into your supermarkets and malls and you buy all these products, and that's exactly what you see, products. But a lot of these products were actually sentient beings that Regan was trying to help. She wasn't there to get killed. Someone said, "Oh, what a martyr. So sad to see she died." Regan's not a martyr. She's a victim. She didn't go there in order to get killed. She was fighting for animal rights peacefully, and she got killed. It's not the same thing. And it breaks my heart to know that it happened this way. It's such a horrible thing to imagine that her last moments were basically getting crushed by a truck in which there are hundreds of pigs she was bearing witness to and helping out and giving water to. It's so messed up to think that people out there are actually taking their time to go on the pages where the articles are shared about her and leave comments to make fun of her. How incredibly low of you. What a waste of life you are to go on these pages and write mean things or mock the death of a fellow human being who was peacefully raising awareness about animals. If you were in those animals' place, I'm sure she would have done the same thing, and she would have risked her life again for you too. So if you are any of those trolls, seriously, go get help. If you actually think that it's okay to do that, you're messed up. I took a lot of screenshots of people who were mocking the death, who were mocking what happened, who were blaming her. And I wanted to share it and not even hide their names, because they should be exposed, but I'm not gonna do it out of respect for her, out of respect for her loved ones. I know they know that we live in a up world, but I still don't want them to see how up it is. Humans have shown their supremacy in all these ways, and the way that these governments, these industries have brainwashed the people against animal rights activists is a good wake-up call for us all. a good wake-up call for us all to show the world who we are and what we stand for and why we do it. A good wake-up call for us all to get more active, myself included, every single one of us. A good wake-up call for us all to get more active, to help people get more active. If you're watching this, if you've never done a vigil, please don't get scared. This happened just once, and hopefully it will be the last time. But keep in mind, you can always continue doing it or start doing it by standing on the sidewalk, for example. She was in front of the truck to stop it. From what I've been told by an activist who was at the scene, who was actually next to her just a few moments before it happened, they were standing in front of the entrance, and the truck who was supposed to stop in front of the entrance, where they usually stop because they know the protocols, decided to stop on the road. And most of the activists went there to bear witness and give water to the pigs on the road. However, when this activist I talked to also left to bear witness, Regan stayed back, and she wanted to stop the truck where they usually stop the truck. And after the 2 minutes were over, that is usually the time period that the driver stopped for, the driver accelerated. Keep in mind, he was around 50 feet away from her, so there's no way that he didn't see. And accelerated and crushed her. She didn't have time to get out of the way. You know, a lot of people are like, well, maybe she was in the blind spot of the truck. How the hell can it be a blind spot if you're starting your drive from 0 kilometers per hour and then going fast enough to crush someone when you're entering a slaughterhouse? How fast are you going while entering a slaughterhouse to be able to kill someone that way? Kill someone who was even trying to get away. She died on the scene, and I cannot imagine the pain that the activism community is going through, especially those who were there. I cannot imagine the pain of the family who found out, and loved ones who found out that their fellow friend or family member has been killed. But please don't let this discourage you. Don't let this make you feel afraid, because that's what they want. You know, as I said, what a perfect convenience for them that this happened now, after the bill was passed. Because I wouldn't be surprised if no charges are put against the driver who killed her because of the fact that vigils are now illegal under the Bill 156. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this was all set up, because it is very sketchy that the truck stopped on the road instead of in front of the slaughterhouse. Now keep in mind, when I share the details of what happened, I'm sharing the details that came to me from someone who witnessed the death of someone else. And we all know that under severe shock or trauma, your memory could be affected. So if anything I say turns out to be wrong when it comes to these details, I apologize in advance. However, it doesn't even matter how it happened. What matters is that it happened. And we should think about how we're going to go forward from here. Are we going to step back, or are we going to stand against this? Are we going to be scared, or are we going to be even more united and more strong and put a strategy and work against these industries? Because listen, when they kill us all as one. And so when we're fighting them, we should fight them all as one. At least in my opinion. I haven't prepared any of the things that I'm saying. It's just, I really wanted to sit down and talk about this, because I don't think this is something I should prepare for. It's not an educational video or anything. I do believe that we should talk about it. A lot of people are researching what happened, and I do want them to know what happened. And I do want them to know that this is not going to stop us. There's no way this would stop us. We've all known that this day is coming. It's not like it's a surprise. We knew it's going to come. Of course it shocks us, but we know it's going to come. Every single person who has been at a vigil where there were unfriendly drivers knows 100% that this day was coming, myself included. I haven't been hit strongly. However, I have been hit. I have literally ran for my life before a truck hit me, and I've seen all my friends do it. And you know what's weird? Every single time someone gets so close to getting hit or gets hit, we always say, please don't do that, please be careful. But then we all do the same thing over and over again because we're so hopeless. We're trying our best and people won't listen. We're trying our best to raise awareness. We go in front of these slaughterhouses to raise awareness, and then people have the audacity to say, oh, go get a job. Get a job. Are you serious? You think animal rights activists enjoy waking up early and going to a slaughterhouse? You think we somehow have fun when we do it? We do it because people like you won't stop exploiting and murdering animals. We all prefer doing something else that we actually get pleasure out of, instead of waking up and going and seeing hundreds, if not thousands of animals going into slaughterhouses and getting killed. All because you're too lazy to change. And I'm not even sorry if I'm offending you. If you're feeling offended, good. You should feel bad. You should feel bad if you are funding an industry that unnecessarily murders 84,000 animals every single second, destroys the entire planet, creates pandemics, kills activists, all while taking your money. You should feel bad if you're supporting that industry, and you should feel bad about what happened to Regan. You're not vegan, maybe you're not an animal rights activist, but you are a human. If you care about humans, you should feel bad about what happened. And if there is any vigil around you, you should join, especially if you're not vegan. Not even if you're not vegan, especially if you're not vegan, you should join the vigils. Especially the ones that are getting organized now in her memory. How dare you sit at home and make jokes? How incredibly low you have to be to make jokes about the death of a peaceful protester who was raising awareness, who cares about other animals. How incredibly low you have to be to do that. So if you are one of these trolls, go get help. You literally need it. I guess the reason why everyone is so shocked is because this could have been anyone. And this was going to be people we know many times. Many times. If you've been to many vigils, you know how many times this happens. Drivers don't care about our safety. The industry doesn't care about your safety. The government doesn't care about your safety. They care about the money, and they care about silencing you. Because when you speak up, you cause them damage. And they don't want that. That being said, I will be sharing any type of campaign link that I may find related to what happened. If you are an activist, please join vigils that are being organized right now. Please don't stop, especially right now. If there aren't any, organize yourself. Animal Save Movement vigils are so important for this movement. They are one of the most powerful things that you can do to raise awareness and also feel more dedicated. By meeting the victims face to face, see these pigs, see the chickens, see the cows. See all these animals that are going to slaughter and raise awareness about what's happening to them. I hope one day we'll be looking back to this tragedy as a day that brought massive change in the animal rights community. I hope her death will not go in vain. And actually, I shouldn't be hoping for that. We should all be working to make sure that her death will not be going in vain. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Please, you don't have to share this video, but share anything about her. Share her photos, share her videos. Talk about her, talk about the animals. Don't ever stop. Thank you.
I've been doing this activism since 1977. I know doing nothing does no good, yeah.